Hello team, in this video we're going to talk about end-to-end encryption. So when a user or an employee accesses a company server on the cloud, then this communication will traverse the internet. So this is remote access. Let us consider that the employee is trying to access a company service served through HTTP, like a REST API. So we can have http example.com, so this is an HTTP request. It will go from the user's computer to the server, and then the server will respond with some content. Now, one problem with this is that this communication is not encrypted. So HTTP is not an encrypted protocol. So the request and the response will traverse the internet in text form. So anyone in the middle can watch what's going on and see what's been requested and what the response is. Well, you might say that it's not a problem for example.com, but if the user is accessing some database and querying for some information about a user, then the web server will respond with sensitive information about the user, and then having someone listening to this interface in the middle of the path is quite a problem. So this is where end-to-end encryption comes in. So when we use the HTTPS protocol, so the S stands for secure, then we get encryption. When we use encryption, then the server and the user, they both encrypt and decrypt the data. Before sending the data over the internet, they encrypt the data. So while the data is going over the internet, it's a random sequence of bytes. So if the attacker tries to listen to what's being transferred, he can see that there's something being transferred, but he can't know what's being transferred because it looks to him like a random sequence of bytes, so he can't make sense of the data. So this data goes through the internet as a random sequence of bytes, and then when it gets to the end user or the employee, then decryption happens, and then the user can understand what's happening. How is this possible? Well, the server and the computer that the employee or that the user is using, they coordinate and they build secret keys. And these keys are the keys that they use to encrypt and decrypt the data. And these keys behave in very much the same way like the key that we use to get access to the cluster. You built a pair of a secret key and a public key, you gave me the public key, and then we configured accounts for everyone on the server, and then you use your secret key to authenticate and encrypt data. So this is more or less the same idea here. They can use these keys to make the data secure while it's traversing the internet.